Oh my goodness, welcome back. You are looking at an official Konami judge. Yes, I passed the online judge test and I am now a level 1 Konami judge. Should I have been able to become one, considering my background and my level of knowledge? That's what we're going to yap about today. So let's yap about what it takes to become a level 1 Konami judge. I have thoughts. So this morning I was bored and I was like, I'm just going to take the Konami judge test. Now, what had prompted me to even think about doing this was the fact that I have heard of people that I know in real life who not only took the judge test, but took it because they're planning on judging events. And I was like, these people who are going to be judging events, they are Yu-Gi-Oh players, yes. Are they people that I would personally trust to make rulings at like tier 2 events? I'm not even sure if I would fully trust them at a locals, but I know that I know my stuff well enough. And my boyfriend, who he's also a Konami judge, but he's like the Konami judge, he's very, very knowledgeable. And so that's what started making me question this whole becoming a Konami judge thing, because I was like, I know of someone who's a very knowledgeable Konami judge. And if he has the same title as someone who I don't even know if I would trust them to read my card out loud to me has, what's going on? So I decided to investigate and find out for myself what it would take to become a Konami judge. So I'm going to go ahead and just insert my experience. I did on my phone film a little bit of what I was doing, so you can just see the seriousness with which I took this process of becoming a Konami judge. For some videos to upload, don't mind the pimple patch cream and just I rolled out of bed and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should take the Konami judge test, because why not? I just hit begin. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I scored a 75%. I don't know what you need to pass. This was just, so you need a 80? I scored 75%. Can you just take it again though? Okay, 75. Can you just take it again? If you just open a different browser, you can try it again. Need an 80% to pass. You're looking at, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna actually, I'm gonna fix myself up and I'll see you on the big screen, through the nice camera here in a second. But let me show you. Oh my God, she's a judge. She probably should. I mean, Alphonse, do you want to take it? I bet you could pass. Okay, so I took it twice. I did not wait the 30 minutes, because it turns out if you just open a new browser, you can take it again immediately. Here's my initial thoughts. As someone who, I'm a teacher, so I have a job where there's a ton of certifications that you can get, and I'm used to taking online certification tests for a whole bunch of things. The fact that it's free, I understand. This is why everyone should take the Konami judge test. I think if you are a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you should get this certification. I think we should all have this certification. I think this is a base level thing that as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you should strive to be able to have, because it is not on this high level that I thought it was going to be. It's free, which yes, makes it accessible, but because it's free, there's no pressure to study. There's no need. I literally just was going to Google Konami judge test and I took it. There is no anti-cheating anything. And the questions repeat. So that was the other thing, is in between taking it, you can look up, I'm not entirely sure how many monsters it takes to tribute summon for a level 8. And the same questions were showing up. I'm pretty sure the way the test is generated is it is random, because you can see the card name in black. And so I think every time you go into the test, it does generate random questions, but I think the randomness is from a pool. It had a ton of the same questions on it the second time. Most of them were the same questions the second time. And because there is no anti-cheating mechanism, this is my biggest gripe with the way that becoming a level 1 judge and what that means you can do, right? Because if it was just a certification and that means you can judge at a locals, okay, cool, it's a locals. But the fact that all you need is a level 1 judge certification to judge at a regional, I even think to be the head judge at a regional, you can cheat it doesn't like you're trusting these people to make decisions that are going to lead to someone potentially getting a invite. Like people who take the game really seriously, and you don't know if you're walking into a regional if the people who are judges are tier 1 or like level 1 judges, like my boyfriend who knows, he's so knowledgeable. Like he just has not traveled to go take the level 2. I think he would pass it with ease. He's like the most knowledgeable person about the game. Like if that's the type of judge who's even like the head judge, or if it's someone who took the online test because they needed more judges for the regional and they don't even really play the game, but because you can cheat, or you can have someone else take it for you, by the way. Like there's no verification. I don't put in my ID. I'm not having to sign something saying that if I'm having someone else, I could have had my boyfriend take the test for me and been like, I'm a Konami judge. So a lot of this does come from the fact that there is a regional happening near me relatively soon where I know that they did not have enough judges for the event. And that people who are judging or are going to judge have recently taken the test, or are people who don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! But have taken the test, and just to get the numbers, because you need a certain amount of numbers to host a regional. And while I think every event should have a level 2 judge. Like, because I know the people who are going to be at that event, like judging, I know of the judges there who I'd be like, oh, I would trust them. Like, there's very trustworthy, like there's like higher level. There are judges who have taken the test. They've traveled to the YCS to become like the next level of judge. I think all the judges, though, at a regional should have to take that test. I don't think we should be allowing anyone who can just go online. Because that's the thing is, like, if you travel for a regional, especially like we're talking like the smaller ones, right? Like if you travel to a smaller regional and you don't know these people, you just know they're a judge. You could call judge and you could get, like, I should not be judging a regional. Let me just like also point that out. Like, this is not like, I'm coming at this from I'm qualified to judge a regional. You should not let me judge a regional. Do I know rulings? Do I know Yu-Gi-Oh? Do I think I could probably figure it out? Sure. Would I be having to Google things? And what if I was the head judge? What if the head judge and I have the same certification? What if I play the game more than the head judge plays the game? What if the head judge this is what stresses me out now experiencing. I thought being a judge, because I was very lucky to the first Konami judge I knew was actually smart and knew everything. And then the more I've been seeing people become Konami judges, I'm like, does it mean anything? And again, on a base level, I think it does mean that I'm not saying everybody's going to pass. Like, that's the other thing too, is I definitely think side story, but related. I believe that growing up as a woman, we often underestimate our abilities to do things, and we take things with like a seriousness of like, I don't want to try things and if I don't know how to do it. So like the story I always tell is like, if you ask a man, like, do you think you could land a plane? I feel like most of them are like, yeah, I could probably, because they grow up in a society that tells them they can do things and they're like, yeah, I could probably figure it out. Do you think you could land a plane? I think if you ask most females, do you think you could land a plane? We'd be like, I don't think I could. Like, it wouldn't be safe for the people. Like, am I the one that has to? Like, do I have any training? Like, we wouldn't just immediately be like, I can land a plane. Put that with Konami judging. I do think I am coming from the perspective of I take it seriously enough and I know my own limitations, and it's not me I think I'm harsher on myself, being like, could I do it? Versus I think a lot of the men who are Konami judges or get the judge certification and like don't feel that way about like, yeah, I could land the plane. I could judge a regional. I'm sure I could. I shouldn't though. Like, I have been playing for a year. I know basic rulings. I know not everyone can pass the Konami judge test. I think it should be something everyone does strive to do, because at a base level, it is base level questions. I think to be a good player, if you're trying to improve in the game, take the test. If you get nothing from this video, if you have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, it's free. It takes no more than 30 minutes because they time you. Take the test. Test your knowledge. At a base level, test your knowledge. Study up if you need to study up. Remind yourself of the things that you're like, oh, it doesn't tell you what you got wrong, by the way. But you could probably, if you're like questioning stuff, right? Like, look it up after, I'm not going to condone looking it up during, but you could, because there's no anti-cheat lock on that thing. I wouldn't judge a regional. I personally wouldn't even want to judge a locals. I know how serious people take this game and how serious I think it should be taken. Like, I think there's a level of, you go and you spend time building this deck, and to lose a match because your judge doesn't know what's going on, even though they're a judge in name because they took the online Konami test, does not. I digress. I have now experienced, I'm registered, I'm a judge. I'm a judge. And I'm like, I am happy, I guess, like proud of myself for knowing enough, because yeah, if you had given me this test even 6 months ago, I would have been like, what's a tribute summon? Like what, I think it is something we should all take. I think there should be higher standards for regionals or like any tier 2 event. I think you should have to have and this is where it gets, I think you should have to have a level 2 judge. I'm not even sure if that's what it's called, but basically the people who go to the big YCSs, or they go and like they sign up and they take the in-person test, like it's much more serious, right? That one is you register, you go. It might be free. I'm not entirely sure. I get that doing that means that for those of us who don't live in Columbus or Vegas or places where these, where you have bigger regionals and access to more population, so you have access to more people who could become these level 2 judges, then we don't get our regionals. And I get that. Like, it is important to have access and to try to get competition from around the country, around the world, to be able to have access to events. But like, I feel like we're trading off knowing that when you go to a tier 2 event, when you go to a regional, that you can trust fully that the judges who are there are genuinely qualified. I could be your regional judge. And I would try so hard to make the right ruling for you. And I'd probably annoy the head judge. And hopefully that head judge is very knowledgeable, even if they're at the same like level as me. The fact that me and my boyfriend have the same level of judge, I'm like, I feel like I've sullied his title of judge. But I feel like other people already did it because I was like, that person's a judge. I could be a judge. And now I am. I'd probably be pestering the head judge. I would be going and being like, I'm going to think about this. And then I'd be like, Google, what happens if this happens and this happens? But like, is that what you want? Like, do we want judges at bigger events that are having to like pass everything through the head judge who are having to Google things? Or do you want a confident person who they might not know, but they're going to make a ruling? And I've heard that it happens even with higher qualified judges. It happens at big events where there's rulings that cause you to lose a match. And it's the wrong ruling. It's the wrong ruling. And I feel like why that happens is because individuals like me who love the game, I'm smart as hell, y'all. I know I'm smart. I am a very smart person. I'm not diminishing my intelligence. I'm a very smart person. I knew I could have passed the Konami judge test, whether it just took me studying or whether I'm a great test taker. But all that aside, should I be judging your regional? It's not going to offend me if you say no. I wouldn't even sign up to do it. And I think that's how we end up with situations where you have players who go to events and they get bad judge calls because the judges, it's not a threshold. I think the level 1 judge test is more of a, do you know basic Yu-Gi-Oh? And I feel like we should all know basic Yu-Gi-Oh. Everyone go take the test. I think to judge big events, you should have to do more. And I think this is exactly, again, why it's so important that as a player, if you're going to locals, if you're going to a regional, if you're going to any event, you need to know your stuff. And you need to have the confidence that if a judge comes up and goes, oh yeah, if you imperm Q, the effect if it's used as a synchro material, or one of the cool tunes, right? If you imperm one of the cool tunes, the effect that it's used as a synchro material doesn't go through anymore. You need to know that it does and be able to like advocate for what is occurring. Like, you need to know what not only your cards do, but what your opponent's cards do, because you might get a judge who doesn't play. Like, that's the thing too, is like, I know of judges who they consume content, they are like kind of interested in the game, but they don't like play advanced format and are judging advanced format. Like, they're advanced format judges. And you might get someone who they're not playing current format. They haven't played in who knows how many formats. They don't know what Cold Tunes does. They're going based off of, they got the certification, they read the card, and they're like, well, it seems like an effect. So yeah, if the effect is negated, then they're like, I just think it creates, I love the game. And I just think that there should be a higher threshold for those of us who play the game and who want to go to bigger events, because it is crazy. I'm a judge. Next time you call judge, I'm going to scurry over and I'll be like, I don't know. Or I'll give you my best guess. I'll try my best. I do think, personally, because I love tests. I'm a nerd. I mean, that's, I think, when I became a teacher, I love like schooling and learning. I think it would be so fun to get a group together, like to go take the level 2 test, like do a meetup and let's all become level 2 judges. And like, I think that is a goal of mine. I think it'd be super fun to do. I think it is something that I have full confidence in myself I could do. Could I land the plane right now? No. But if you give me enough time to read the manual, I will figure out how to land the plane. But yeah, give me your thoughts. If you knew this about like what it takes to become a Konami judge, is just you go online and you, for free, take the test. I'm not sure if you don't pass it, I think the time lock extends, but like I had a 30-minute time lock on Firefox when I opened a Chrome browser and I did it again. So yeah, let me know if you even knew, kind of like, if you, like me, thought that being like any Konami judge, like didn't realize like the levels to it. If you were just like, oh, Konami judge, you must really know your stuff. And then you're like, wait a second. Am I the most qualified judge? Should I have the same rank as level 1 judges who have been playing for like 20 years? They just haven't traveled to go take like the level 2 one, or like they don't feel the need to go take the level 2 one, so they just stay. Probably not. Not even probably not. No. I'm a baby judge. Speaking of babies, my son. It's a bag/deck box, and I'm obsessed with it. Got it at locals. But yeah, that's my yap session. That's my vent session about, like, I guess I'm a judge now. Call me Judge Raindrop. Because it's true. I will judge anything. I won't just judge your Yu-Gi-Oh plays and your end of rulings. I'll judge. Tell me what you want me to judge. I'll judge you. I'll judge everybody. I'm great at doing that. Okay, do you want to say bye to the baby? The actual baby? Come here. Come here. No? Sir. Sorry, he doesn't want to say anything to any of you today. I think he's embarrassed because he tried taking the judge test a lot and he kept getting 0%. So he's not very happy about that. Anyway, yeah. See you on the next one. Bye.